Hello everyone, welcome to today's news chatter. Let us begin with the prelims practice question of the day. The following is the correct explanation of helicopter money. Four options are provided. The first option, Central Bank of the country printing currency notes and distributing it free of cost to the people. Second one, the Central Bank of the country taking extreme steps to promote exports in the country. Third, the Central Bank of the country demonetizing all the legal tenders and printing new currency. And finally, the central bank adopting the currency of another country as legal tender. The correct option is option A, that is the Central Bank of the country printing excess amount of notes and distributing it free of cost. At what point this will happen? If the economy of a country is completely downtrodden and it is not leading to any economic growth. In such situation, in order to increase the demand of the economy of the people, the country will resort to such kind of measures. So let's start with the topics of the day. Increase in number of leopards in India. Whenever we are talking about the big cats such as tiger, lion, leopard, puma, etc., we need to give importance to these things because these are high-end predators and their well-being, their increase in population, biodiversity, etc., is very important for the entire biodiversity of the country. So this is why for UPSC also we should take that these topics are very important. So recently the Ministry of Environment and Forest came up with a report called as Leopards India Report. Take a note of the name to Leopards India report. So in this report, it was mentioned that leopard number in India has increased by 8% from 2018 level. 12,852 was the number at that time. Now it is 13,874. Numbers are not important, but this point is important. Leopard population has increased by 8% from 2018 level. Within 4 years, 8% increase is a very big thing. So Leopards India report released by Ministry of Environment and Forest. The highest number of leopards is in which state? This is a potential prelims question. It is in Madhya Pradesh. So this is the important point here. Apart from Madhya Pradesh, what other states have more than 1,000 leopards? Maharashtra, Karnataka, and Tamil Nadu. Four states are very important when we talk about leopards. Number one, Madhya Pradesh. They have nearly 4,000 leopards. 3,900 leopards are there. So other than that, Maharashtra, Karnataka, and Tamil Nadu. So all these four states are present in the Deccan Plateau or the Central Highlands, etc. So the reason why leopards are able to adapt to this kind of climatic condition is because we do not have very dense forests here. In all these states, the forests are either thorny forest or dry deciduous forest, and so a big amount of plain grasslands or Deccan Central Highlands are present. So that's why leopards are able to be adapted to this kind of climatic conditions. Leopard numbers have declined in Ramnagar Forest Division. So whenever we are talking about increase, we also need to know where it is declining. In Ramnagar of Uttarakhand, the number of leopards have declined. Sharp rise in number was reported in northeastern states also. So these are all the points you need to remember for prelims examination. This is a topic which is very important from both prelims and mains perspective, cross voting in Rajya Sabha election. Whenever we talk about Rajya Sabha election, every year we tend to see several MLAs cross voting to some other party. And because of this, someone else will get elected to Rajya Sabha, even though their party do not have majority. So in the recently conducted Rajya Sabha election, there were several instances where the MLAs of Congress party voted for a candidate from uh, Bharatiya Janata Party, especially in Himachal Pradesh. So why this happens? Don't we have a anti-defection law? Don't the anti-defection law won't apply for cases where the MLAs are not following the decision of the whip of the party. So this is where we need to be very clear about the concepts. Let's take a look at it. An amendment to Section 59 of Representation of People Act 1951 was conducted long back. In this, it was mentioned that voting in election to Rajya Sabha shall be through a open ballot. So whenever some person votes in Rajya Sabha election, everyone will get to know to which candidate he or she is voting. So this is the first point. So this is a step that was taken to prevent this cross voting instances. An independent member do not have to show the ballot. Independent member can vote to anyone. It's up to him. That is fine. The 10th schedule, which the 10th schedule of the Constitution of India, which introduced the anti-defection law with respect to voting against the instruction of party, will not be applicable for Rajya Sabha election. So this point is extremely important. 10th schedule does not apply for Rajya Sabha election. This is a very big loophole we have in our system. Political parties cannot issue any whip to its members when it comes about Rajya Sabha election. So these 2 points, even though we tell that anti-defection laws are present to prevent the members from defecting from one party to another, or to prevent the member from not voting according to the whip of the party, when it comes to Rajya Sabha election, we do not apply these provisions. And this is the reason why several people go to other party and vote for the other party. So someone from Congress, even though he's a member of Congress, he may vote for someone from BJP. So here horse trading and money power, all these things apply, and this is a very big problem which we need to take care. One very important case with respect to this is Kuldeep Nair versus Union of India 2006. In Kuldeep Nair versus Union of India, the Supreme Court told that an elected MLA of a political party would not face disqualification under 10th schedule for voting against their party candidate. So the Supreme Court has already told it. We do not have power to apply the anti-defection law for people who are cross-voting in Rajya Sabha election. And this is the reason we are not able to avoid it. Usually the party, which is the ruling party in the central government, will always have an advantage because of such provisions. Proposed amendment proposed the International Big Cat Alliance. So the central government has recently proposed that India will take the most important step in promoting or preserving the big cats. Big cats are tiger, lion, leopard, snow leopard, puma, jaguar, and cheetah. Totally, we have 8 big cats. 8 big cats should be saved, should be preserved in the country. And this is why we are trying to introduce a international Big Cat Alliance. So International Big Cat Alliance will be spearheaded by India. It will be headquartered in India, just like the International Solar Alliance. International Solar Alliance headquarters is in Gurugram. In the same way, India will be starting a International Big Cat Alliance because India has a very unique biodiversity where tigers are present, snow leopards are present, puma are present, leopard is present, jaguar is present, and cheetah has also been introduced recently. Tiger is also present. All the big cats are present, and that's why India is trying to take the lead here. Totally, 96 countries have told that we are going to join this coalition. At present, almost 16 countries have joined, but in future, almost all the countries will join. There is no international body addressing the conservation challenges of big cats across the range of habitats. So the idea of International Big Cat Alliance is that we do not restrict ourselves to countries. We restrict ourselves to the range. Because if we talk about, for example, snow leopard is present in Pakistan, snow leopard is present in India, snow leopard is also present in Nepal. So restricting ourselves to certain country cannot help in preserving these animals. We need to consider the range of habitats and we need to have plan to protect them across countries. And that is the reason we are introducing this. Mains question of the day. Critically examine India's performance in tiger conservation. It is a 10-mark question. It is very simple, very easy. India already have National Tiger Conservation Authority. India has Project Tiger. Tiger population at present has increased to a greater extent. Almost 3,700 tigers are there. You need to mention about whatever measures we have taken. You can mention about the Wildlife Protection Act also. And you can mention about the proposed International Big Cat Alliance also. Now coming to the prelims pointers. One very important news which has very high potential to get asked in the prelims examination is about Finland or NATO. Finland recently joined the NATO. NATO is North Atlantic Treaty Organization. It is an initiative of the Western European countries along with United States of America. But at present, the number of countries has been increasing, especially in Europe. East European countries are trying to get into NATO. Even Ukraine has applied for it, and most probably at some point, Ukraine will become a NATO member. At present, we have 31 members. 31 members, the number is very, very important. Try to remember this. 31 members are there, and the recent entrant to this organization is Finland. NATO is North Atlantic Treaty Organization. It is a political organization as well as a military alliance. So whenever any threat comes to NATO, first they will try to resolve it through speech, through diplomacy, and if it doesn't work, they will resort to military steps. NATO's headquarters is in Brussels in Belgium. When it comes to geography point of view, we need to know about this entire region. Norway, Sweden, Finland, the Nordic countries, the three important Nordic countries, Norway, Sweden, and Finland. Finland shares its border directly with Russia. Very, very important point, and that is the reason they have joined with NATO immediately. What other things you need to remember? We need to remember about the Baltic Sea. Baltic Sea is the sea that is present in between Finland and Sweden. Norway, Sweden, Finland, Denmark, and Iceland. These countries are called as the Nordic countries. So try to remember the map also. It will be very important. Mains pointers. One important point for mains examination. Generally, death penalty is a question which gets asked in ethics paper regularly. About death penalty, how we should treat our prisoners. These kind of topics gets asked in either paper 1 or paper 4, and especially for paper 4, it is very important. We cannot just like that write that death penalty is good, death penalty is wrong. We need to give some good evidences. We need to give or quote some important reports so that your answer looks legitimate. So when we talk about death penalty, one significant point to go against the death penalty is the Death Penalty India report of 2016. In Death Penalty India report 2016, it was mentioned that nearly 5%, that is 4.9% of death sentences imposed by trial courts between 2000 and 2015 were confirmed at the appellate level. So what is this report telling? Death Penalty Report of India, which was released in 2016, tells that if 100 cases are provided with death penalty by the trial courts, when it goes to appeal in the higher courts give access or says okay to just 5% of the cases. So out of 100 cases, just 5% of the death penalty gets done at the end. Remaining, the High Court will turn it into a life sentence or some other sentence. So this clearly shows that the trial courts tend to provide death sentences without even uh, giving or without even identifying the proper documents, without even identifying the proper evidences. Just like that, they are giving death sentences. So this is something which should be avoided. A very important case when it comes to this kind of topics is Manoj versus the state of Madhya Pradesh. In Manoj versus the state of Madhya Pradesh, the judiciary said the prosecution in all criminal cases, not just death sentences, whatever criminal case it must be, if you are prosecuting the accused in such case, the court should make sure they are furnished with the list of statements, documents, material objects, and exhibits, which are not just relied upon the words of investigating officer. That is, In Manoj versus the state of Madhya Pradesh, the Supreme Court told very clearly that if you are prosecuting a convict, giving punishment to a convict, in such case, ensure that do not take just the words of the police officer. Ensure that you have all the evidences, all the documents to make sure the accused has done the crime. Only then you should give the punishment, which the lower courts are not following even at present. In 2023, trial courts imposed nearly 87% of death sentences in the absence of informing but information pertaining to the accused. So without proper information, they have given death sentences to 87% of the people. So these points are extremely important. If you want to get very good marks in papers such as ethics, you need to ensure you note down all these points so that you can get good marks. That's all for today. All the best. Study well. Let's meet tomorrow.